All right, it's another episode of DWD's Trapcast. It's a special episode. It's an American episode. It's a new day, new country, new president.
Jesus.
I know. We got Joseph, my man Joe. First, I'm just gonna introduce the group. We got Allison. We got.
Yep.
This is a crazy episode. Okay, everyone here
Wild.
been a long time coming. We got Avery. We got the other homie John. We even got Bryson. We got the whole gang on the couch. This is what the show was meant to be. You know what I mean? No one here is an expert on anything, but we all can just come and think and talk about what's on our
I'm
mind.
not an expert,
You know what I mean?
but I've got opinions. Let
Yeah,
me
you
tell
do.
you.
What's on your mind then?
Well, we were talking about Joe.
Yes.
What do we want to talk about with Joe? I just gotta say, he, in my eyes, has I have some high standards for this guy.
Yeah, I do too. I don't think okay, I'm joking. When I say it's a new day, obviously nothing's changed yet. You know what I mean? It's there's lots of ways we are still about to get fucked.
You know what's funny though is
I'm not saying he's about to be changing everything for the better, but we have a lot of opportunity for that.
I did just see on Instagram on the president on the POTUS actual account that they just re-entered the Paris Climate Agreement.
I know, I did see that.
So that's a big thing.
My weather app told me that.
That was
the
really
weather app
important
that
to
has
me.
a
Because when
subscription
Trump did that, I
service.
was basically like, all right, you are fucking worthless.
My bad.
No, it's fair because the Apple weather app doesn't update as much as the other one does, the weather. But the weather app is now having fucking a subscription service, and that is just ridiculous to me. It's I'm not paying for weather. You know what I mean? I'll fucking just live and see what happens. You know what I mean?
That's crazy that they showed that on your weather app.
I know.
Well, I don't know. The media fucks a lot of stuff.
No, it really does.
The media does.
That's what I'm saying. It's so wild the world we live in and how twisted anything can be.
I think the media is a big reason that he got voted in, though.
Oh, I definitely do.
Because here's the thing, how many people actually know, Joe Biden's stance on things?
No one
agree
knows
with
what
it.
his policies actually are.
I mean, some people
I'm
do.
trying
Some
to
people
learn.
have
I'm
looked
trying
into
to.
it, but what
I'm
I'm
an idiot.
saying is that a lot of people strictly voted for Joe Biden simply because they didn't want Donald Trump in office, which in my eyes is, that's a little problematic to me.
No,
Yeah,
it definitely
extremely
shows.
problematic.
You
It
should
shows
be
that-
voting based off of your values and your morals, and if Joe Biden correlates with the same ones that you do, by all means, vote for the old fuck.
No.
But I do think that he needs to be held accountable for the things that he said and the things that he's going to do, much like everybody else.
Yeah.
But a lot of people put him on a pedestal
Oh,
this year, and
Bro.
I want him to be held to that same standard. I just do. I just want to see that.
If Joe Biden doesn't cancel all my student debt, me and Brock about to go whoop his ass. We already have that one on lockdown. That's facts. He promised, bro. And you know what? I do want to say the minimum wage thing that's about to happen, that's ridiculous. I don't know how that's going to work, the 15 an hour. And people always argue it's going to fucking inflate everything, but it's written to where it's indexed. And so it's if the cost of living or expenses go up, or inflated, the cost of the minimum wage will go up with it. And so it's at some point there, someone's going to get fucked, and it's going to be, I feel small businesses.
Oh, 100%.
Because the larger businesses, all that's going to do is make them lose their profit margins. But the small businesses don't have a big profit margin. You know what I mean? Now that's going to make them, instead of them making bills every month, now they can't afford to stay open.
That too, we in the fucking middle class is going to get screwed too.
Yeah. But it's at the same point though, I understand that any job you work should offer you the means to live a life. You know what I mean? At least to be able to afford rent and to buy food. I feel like that should be promised no matter what job you work. I don't know how to do that, because the only way to do that would to make it so rent is cheap, because all I know is that 20 years ago, you know what I mean, you'd be able to work a summer job and be able to afford to go to college. You can't work
You want to know
that
what I was
again.
thinking about the other day because of
What?
the minimum wage thing?
What's up?
Did you ever detassel in your day?
fuck yeah.
We got raped back in the day.
Yeah.
Yup.
We would.
I
They
know.
had us out in a field
Yeah.
picking tassels off the thing for $1,000.
You had, and it's wild too, though, because check this out. You had fucking Slave Simulator over here, but you got paid $2,000 if you showed up every day.
Yeah.
But it's like, ain't no one else out there besides white boys, because ain't nobody out there want to be stuck in these fields, bro. We got to get out the mud, not back in it, you know? Like, shit.
Oh god!
Could have been hit licks.
I was thinking about that. We got fucked because
No, for real.
well,
And they take advantage of people.
I was 13
I was
years
gonna
old,
say-
not even allowed to work yet.
Yeah, I was about to say, they
It's asshole.
specifically, they go after people who are
Talk
like,
about
here's
child
some good
labor.
money, but like, you don't know how much you're getting fucked, because that, you should get like triple the labor for that, you know
That's
what I mean?
the first time I'd ever woken up at 4 in the
For
morning.
real,
And I went
bro.
to work. What the hell? I should have looked my parents in the eye and told them to fuck off at that moment. And they said, "Hey, that's a good idea to do that." No, it's not.
Oh, man.
Soaking wet. You wake up in the morning to go get into a wet field for it to get 90 degrees, and then you're all crusty at the end of the day.
And the worst part is too is like that job beats you down every day, but you can't quit or like not. You can't even call off because you got to get that incentive bonus, bro.
Yeah.
It's like I made it this fucking farm 7 days. I can't stop now.
And you get the Dairy Queen on the way home on the last day.
Wasn't good at
It really wasn't.
And then they really screw you is the next time. The next year you
keep
go.
doing it.
Yeah, the next year you go. Ooh, do you want to do Rogan?
Yeah.
You go do another 3 weeks before you even start. Jeez. To make it
There goes my whole summer.
to make $500 with that. Jesus.
Man, I missed that though.
I think you might have made more money in a sweatshop. Nike employees.
Okay.
They get better benefits. Free iPhone every week.
What do you feel about Kamala Harris then?
I have no idea. She scares me, but you know, black power to it. She's just like Oprah, they say. I don't know. She says, okay, she's promised, she went on the 2 promises that she's going to decriminalize marijuana nationally and expunge
As
records.
the woman who put thousands
I
of
know
people in
that
jail.
argument, but the other part of decriminalizing is expunging all those people she put away and preventing it. So it's
Hopefully.
like, well, no, that's part of what the bill is. So it's like if it gets passed, it gets passed. But it's like you just said, there's a lot of empty promises. It's not like she could just, as the power get passed.
Yeah.
There's a good chance there could be because just it's a Democratic Senate, Democratic House now, and which was weird to see that happen. I didn't expect it.
I was very surprised to watch the Senate turn.
Yeah, I was very surprised. Doesn't mean that it's anything, you know what I mean? Because obviously there's still internal struggles on both sides. Like they still will have to get a majority of both Republicans and Democrats to even pass something.
Hey, Dustin, what about this? What about this stuff that just passed in Illinois?
Dude, I've been reading about it. It's
What,
wild.
Well,
the
did you
police
see?
police reform?
Well,
Yeah, the 700 pages.
It's
all
so-
the student resource officers already got pulled.
It's so much to
Really?
read into. It's hard to break it down.
There's so much
Why did
different
they get
stuff.
pulled? Is that a part
Because
of
that's
it?
part of
No,
it. There's
they-
no more student resource officers because they don't see a need to have a gun in the school.
hmm
And
Excuse me?
yeah,
While we have a major problem with mass school shootings.
yeah.
I got it.
And so,
Alright.
like, all the police departments too. So, like, this is a good thing. The good thing to wear body cams and stuff. I think it's a good part of it.
that was a great program.
But you want to know what's
Absolutely
bullshit
great.
about that part, though?
Okay.
It's not funded by the state or the government. So the police
It's funded
departments,
by them. That's out of
yeah.
their
So they
pocket.
have to do that. So, like, if you already saw Fulton, they're already auctioning off a truck.
Yeah.
I saw that.
And all the training that they have to get, and which is good to get police better training
Yeah.
and stuff and continue training. Well,
Is
that's
that
not
a-
funded by anything. They have to pay for all
See,
of that.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I was about to say the same thing because there are so many parts of this bill where it seems good, but
Yes,
it's
really,
it fucks over a lot of cities that already are not having the funding they need. And that's why cops are already getting scared and shit. And that's why it's seeming like it's fucked, because if there was funding for those ideas, then yes, it'd be perfect. It'd be working out. But even if the cities were to receive that money, more than likely those fucking facilities wouldn't even get them. You know what I mean? like Chicago, for example.
Yeah.
If the money was sent to the police department, which are now not even fucking government officially, they're basically private companies.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck are we doing here?
And they're taking away all military grade weapons
Mhm.
for police officers, which in my eyes is pretty stupid because if you get to a shootout,
Here's the
it
thing.
gets ended real quick when there's bullets flying everywhere and you pull out a military
The
grade
legislation that they passed, that 700-page bill, is mostly a copy-paste from New Jersey's, I guess, from like a couple years ago. And I'm like, okay, that's okay, but like there hasn't been enough time for even to see if that was successful yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's worked for them the past year and a half or whatever, but it's like that doesn't mean shit. That doesn't mean shit.
I
When
also-
2 years
I
from now,
also
the
think-
whole system fucks us.
It is also kind of shitty to do something like that with a big city like Chicago.
That-
already a high crime
No,
rate,
that's
right?
what the other
And
part is.
everything.
I'm like, you got to compare the two different states. It's like you got, yeah, that was legislation that worked there, but like, bro.
Did you see anything about no more cash bail either?
Yeah, no more cash bail. That's just keeping people like so you can't hold
Mhm.
people. Like that could end up screwing the freaking state too. Because how many people? Honestly, these
But-
people that keep getting arrested, they're like
but-
the smaller crimes. Yes, okay, whatever.
No, I agree, but when I looked into that one too, the cash bail, like there's so many requirements for them to receive that. Otherwise, they're gonna get held, and then ultimately the judge has the ultimate decision at every case. It's like, no, you're getting held anyways.
Yeah.
Like they don't even have to
Yeah,
explain
you
it. They
have
just
to be determined.
Yeah.
to, like not violent or anything.
exactly. So like that's one of those ones I was like, okay, that makes sense to me. But like it, I don't know. Once again, it could end up fucking
Well,
up.
the thing too though is you know how many people skip court
Exactly.
after bailing
exactly.
out. Okay, if you're not
exactly.
even getting held and trying to go to court,
That's what I was about to say. Like you,
you
just
ain't
said.
going to court. Like,
I agree, though. I agree that would get taken advantage of for sure. There would be no doubt that would get taken advantage of. But we're about to get another round of stimmy checks. Another 1,400. They're throwing people, I guess.
well, I hope I can get one.
I'm
I kinda just want one.
Dude,
I want one.
telling you,
Can I
me
just have
too.
one, please?
Me too.
Hey, but the thing is, does anybody really know? Like, are we paying that shit back?
Dude, I'm scared.
If you have
I'm
to,
so scared.
if you
I'm
have to
like,
pay
I paid
that
so
back,
much in taxes and I'm gonna have my taxes jacked up again.
Yeah, I really
I'm
am
so
afraid. I
fucking
really am
scared.
afraid of that. But as of right now, I'm like, I'm living my best life.
yeah.
I'm buying an ounce a week. I'm smoking an ounce a week. Shit. But there is that good chance that we will have to fucking pay that back. But
Yeah.
at the same point, I don't think so, honestly. I really don't. I think what's going to happen, weed's going to become legal, right?
Hey, so I'm
Yep.
looking at this app on
Yeah.
my phone for work, and it shows you like my pay statement or my pay stub,
Oh,
and like
Lord.
tells you everything. I could have just thrown up 23.58% of my paycheck is taxes.
Yeah, yep.
That's almost a quarter of your paycheck.
See,
You know what's crazy? I look at like a lot of the jobs that I've worked in Iowa, and I look at how much gets taken out simply because I live in Illinois versus what taxes I would get taken off living in Iowa.
yeah.
And that makes me want to throw. The
Yeah.
simple fact that I live in Illinois and they take that much out. It's
Illinois
just like,
takes so much.
But see, all I know is if I get screwed when I go to retire, because of the amount of Social Security that gets taken out of a paycheck,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be pissed. But yeah, Illinois takes a lot out. The government also takes a lot out.
yep.
Yeah, I don't like looking at this part of this app because I can throw up.
But no, weed's gonna become legal, right? Every state's gonna have it taxed. It's gonna be the weed tax. Weed tax is gonna save this country, bro. Every
And then
fucking
weed's
stoner
gonna be
is gonna be
super
able to fucking
expensive.
contribute to society finally. You know what I mean? It don't matter what they do because if they're buying their weed,
nobody
they're
can
fucking
complain
paying
about us
taxes.
anymore.
For real. I'm about to fucking sit at home and try to rap. Trapping and rapping.
Start growing.
DWD's dispensary's coming soon. No, not
Here's
soon.
an idea for you.
6 years from now.
I really
It's
hope
like-
you follow up on
It's
that.
like DoorDash, Dustin,
Dude,
but
yeah.
with weed.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Weed
It's-
on wheels.
Dude, oh, yes. Dude, First off, we gotta fucking patent that. We might have to cut this one out. No, but for real, when it becomes legal, the amount of new shit you're gonna see because of like new inventions and shit, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Tesla's gonna be in a drivable car. They're gonna come with joint holders now. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I think so. A roller that'll do it itself. A little automated Tesla roller, joint roller. Oh man, that's gonna be dope. I'm ready for that life.
What's the next topic, Dustin?
Bro, I don't know. But that was making me think of Neuralink. I don't know if you guys heard of that. It's this stuff made by Elon Musk. It's the brain neuroplant that they're going to be making.
That motherfucker, he is on all sorts of drugs.
Yeah,
when he gets into this shit, I guarantee it.
Neuralink is what's going to cure a lot of brain disorders. Because basically what it is they really drill into your skull until they reach the brain.
Have you heard of a lobotomy?
Yeah, I was thinking of that too.
Check this out.
So it's just basically the lobotomy 2.0 becoming a vegetable.
No.
All right.
So they're drilling your skull, okay?
Yeah.
They're just drilling a hole, okay?
Yeah.
They're just drilling a hole in your brain.
Okay.
Through your skull.
To get access to the brain. To get access to the brain, right? Okay, and then once that hole's there.
Are they going to microchip us too?
That's literally what I was thinking.
Where that part of the brain is a battery. A battery, okay?
Oh, wait, what?
And that's going to power these little wires that they attach to each neuron on the brain, right? Like each node. Okay? And what it's going to do is allow each neuron in your brain to fire at 100%. Meaning, anything that would need regulated, like dopamine levels, you know what I mean? Stuff that would cause anxiety, depression, can all be regulated now just by your brain being able to function like it's supposed to. Okay? Any damage that would be like caused by a stroke, like people losing the ability to walk with their right arm or you know what I'm saying, move the right part of their body, that would be fixed. Stuff like Alzheimer's would be just cured. And then it's like, okay, so the hardest part of this type of thing would be having a machine intricate enough to connect those wires, right, to a brain.
To me, that's a little. I think there are certain. I don't know if it could necessarily cure all types of issues of that. Because the thing is, when you're talking about like degenerative diseases and disorders and all of that, like for example, Alzheimer's is a degenerative disease. So it's not going to be able to cure it. I think it would be able, it would be able
prevent it.
It would either A, prevent it, or B, stop and or slow the process of people who have already been diagnosed. Same thing with like stroke.
It would definitely
Same
prevent
thing with
it.
like stroke patients when they have that damage is there and it can't be
the damage to the tissue would be, but like if like all it would need to be have those neurons reconnected, that could be done.
That
but
could be,
yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, because there's a lot of other great examples that it could. For example, like some residents that I work with who are nonverbal or they aren't able to communicate because those parts of the brain they aren't attached anymore. They aren't connected, and it's great. It's so crazy to see that. Like you can tell just in somebody's eyes what they want to say.
Yep.
But it comes out as like a little crack.
Yep.
It's so like it's fascinating, but also so sad, and it would be awesome if we could get something to
Here's okay. That. So this is Neuralink, right? Mm-hmm. Like I said, the hardest part of this concept would be just to have something that could intricately even do that surgery. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, last year Elon Musk showed off the machines doing the surgery on a pig and showing that like when a pig would smell a truffle, right, it would show and communicate to the TV the part of the brain that was going off there because they had the nodes there, only a quarter of the brain. But they're expecting this to hit markets like 5 to 10 years, and when they, you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. But he's also saying this is a key point. Like this is not the purpose. The purpose is for this stuff, like to help fight brain disorders and help cure some of these diseases. It's also a key way into integrating AI into humans, like cybernetics, because the same device would have the ability for, like, let's say, this is like just future shit, but like if me and John had it, we would be able to communicate with each other without even talking. You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
That's
you
crazy.
can't do
But
that.
we're already doing that with cell phones and
Yeah.
everything. So it's like, do we really want to get that far?
No, for sure.
Because I feel like technology is advancing so quickly to where like we are losing our character and our personalities and like traits that make us us. And I feel like we're gonna get too far deep and we're all just gonna be robots.
Obviously,
I know
this is
You know
far
what I mean?
off.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Obviously,
we are
this is
losing
far away.
ourselves to how do you know that?
But that's what I'm saying. Okay, if we're thinking
Question
Neuralink is 5 to
everything.
10 years, maybe 15.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this would be then 25 years from now. Okay, but that still means we're like around our 40s, 50s. That's still young to have that type of technology introduced in our lives. You know what I mean? And then you got to remember the generation that comes up and they're born with that shit and they just know it their lives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're going to look like such fucking boomers when that shit comes out, bro. I'm not going to know shit. I'm going to be fucking smacked my face trying to close out all the porn or something I got up. Like, I don't know what's going on. No, but you know what I mean, though? Like, this shit's going to be wild. But it is going to be cool, I think, too. Just to see... Okay, like this is one of the things that could hypothetically happen, right? You would be able to relive a memory in your brain so vividly that it was like you're reliving it, almost like it was time travel, but it's not. You know what I mean? It would just be like you could remember this exact moment.
That would be scary.
Right? But it'd be like you could remember this moment, how you were feeling, like your hair, you know what I mean? How the wind felt.
How would you even know what reality is if you're in your own
Dude,
head
I
that
know.
much? You'd be fucked up all the time.
But that's what I was about to say. It wouldn't be like time travel because, like you just said, it'd be like you'd be here, like zoned out, fucking watching TV, but it's your life.
Oh my god.
But like for real, I feel like this is the future. That would be fucking so cool. Now that I'm thinking about it, it reminds me of Cyberpunk, but that game's a letdown. I don't want to talk about that. All it does is hurt me. Every time I play it, it fucking just crashes and crashes and crashes, bro. Dude, the game was fine. Here's the thing about it. The game was fine. I have a PS4 Pro. I'm not flexing because I don't have a PS5. You know what I mean? I'm a little bitch still. But it was playing the game better than it on the base PS4, okay? Like, I would crash a lot, but I could at least play it for an hour before I would get sick of the bugs, you know?
Yeah.
But I was getting further. The newest update added all the bugs that never even existed for me into this game. Like, when you go somewhere, a person will look just like a clay texture. You can't see shit for about 4 minutes until, like, then the textures load. There was this one time I was running through the city, and by the time, like, the textures loaded, I was stuck between walls that had, like, spawned around me. And I'm like, man, and I had to fucking, like, quit the game because I'm trapped. I wasn't supposed to be here.
You like that on the PS5?
Not really, but, like, it does have a lot of problems still. That game fucked a lot of people over. But they're promising fixes, like, to fix it up and shit, you know? But it just shows how weird the video game industry is. Like, they weren't willing to delay it again because they had so much shit for delaying it, like, the 4 other times. It's like, well, shit.
Hey, Dustin, here's one for you. Have you watched any, like, football recently, like NFL?
No, you know I haven't.
They've been showing these cameras.
Yeah.
8K. It literally looks like you're on the field.
Yeah.
It's
That's actually
insane.
fucking dope. That's dope as fuck.
Yeah, and like the video games nowadays are like you're damn near a person.
That's
But in all
true,
reality,
2K.
what we need some VR porn.
Dude, they already have
They
it.
already have it.
No,
They already
we
have
need
it, but it's. I don't know. VR is weird to me. Like, it's just not there yet, you know?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you can get lost in VR, but not really. It feels like the graphics aren't good enough for me or something.
My facility wants to do VR for our residents, and I'm like,
You're-
you're literally going to make them
Fuck
have a
'em up.
meltdown. They're not going to understand.
Bro, they're going to have
You know?
fucking
That would not
flashbacks.
be
They're not
good.
going to like it, I feel like.
yeah, they're gonna have
I just
flashbacks.
feel like that's wrong. I don't know.
It definitely is. It definitely is. It's like a mean prank, I feel.
That's what I'm saying. It just feels like a
Sick
sick
joke.
joke. A sick freaking joke, man.
You know they're going to put it on TikTok, too.
Oh, stop.
Those dumb fucks.
Can we just talk about how TikTok has just completely taken over all of our lives?
I
It's the
know.
best
That's
thing.
a fact.
It is
I'm
the
addicted.
best thing.
It
And you
really
know what's
is.
funny? I was so persistent and stubborn on the fact that I'm not getting
You know what's the
I
best
went-
part
I went
about
on
TikTok?
vacation- What?
Everyone's TikTok is different. Like, I'll go on all fucking 5 of our feeds and it's going to be like what they would watch.
I
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It is so weird.
Like, you find the shit that you're like, what the fuck?
And it's so funny because there's like, people always talk about like, oh, there's this side of TikTok and that side of TikTok. Like,
You like
one of my
one
clients
video?
today was like, oh, I
Yep.
love the fuzzy cow TikTok. And I was like, where is that? Where do I find that? You know? I mean,
It'll
half of
find
mine's
you.
just done.
When you're
your
ready.
phone
When you're
will
ready.
see
When you're ready for it, it'll
Just
find
appear.
you.
That's the craziest thing is that.
Allison, just keep talking about it out loud. Your phone will hear you.
Yes,
You'll be able
that's
to.
what
You'll
I
be
said.
able to.
Fuzzy cow. Fuzzy cow. Fuzzy cow.
Shit, now I'm going to get it. Thanks.
Yeah.
What does that even
But,
mean?
but
Don't-
it's just
don't know.
it's so
We'll find
crazy
out.
because like in July I went on vacation and we went up to this cabin in Wisconsin and I went with like 7 girls and they would spend all day in the cabin watching these videos. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? We are out in nature. We are on a lake. Why are we not in the lake getting burnt right now? And they're like, you have to get TikTok. And I'm like, I'm not getting that shit. I already spend way too much time. I got a Twitter, man. I have to give all my time to my Twitter.
Got Twitter.
So,
Me too.
so
bro.
I download it, and it's kind of like I feel like everybody went through this phase with Twitter where they like downloaded it and they didn't understand it, so they took it down, and then all of a sudden it became their life. At least that's what happened with me. Same thing happened with TikTok.
I think I just matured.
I downloaded it and I was like, I don't fucking like this.
Yeah.
This makes no sense. So I deleted it,
Yeah.
and then I downloaded it again. And I'm like, I give it a shot. And then like 5 hours later, I'm like, damn, this is really on something.
Renegade. That's her.
Yeah,
I ain't
bro.
ever gonna post a TikTok.
Not a
That's for
chance.
sure.
But the thing is, like, I think it'd be fun to do it. But here's the thing: how do people make the time to do that? Because
Dude.
apparently it takes a lot of time to orchestrate
People be making
something
like
that.
money though on TikTok.
Yeah, but a
So maybe I
majority of
should
people
make money.
You
are.
gotta have like
You have to
10K
have like
followers.
an actual purpose to make money on TikTok.
Yeah.
So, somehow Morrison Dersham's making money.
It's because he
What?
his car. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got a lot of followers. He's got over 10K.
What's his thing? I want to find it.
Go on his Facebook.
Oh, jeez.
I know. He does have a lot of followers too. But good for him. I'm proud of that. That's
It's
some
dope.
good shit. I was actually gonna see if I could get him on the podcast.
Yeah, he was just on Alex's.
I know. Which I'm actually about to set that up too, to be with them. We were talking to that, so that's coming up. Oh man, we gotta go to ad break here actually soon. Like right now, I think. All right, we're back. All right, so yeah, what's crazy about TikTok too is how we almost lost it. You know what I mean? How like
No,
literally
they
it was
were
almost
banned.
banned like
They
3
get
times.
And then they banned him.
The band did. Man, they did ban him.
So, all right. This is a topic I really want to talk about, and I want to hear everybody's opinion and idea on what they think about this.
Oh boy,
What do you think Donald Trump is going to do post presidency?
dude! I hope he starts a podcast. I really do. He's gonna have a podcast or some type of TV show. I guarantee that, and it's gonna be something. Not like a lot, but like he's gonna do something keeping up, and maybe not immediately, maybe a year from now, but like
I'm interested to see in the future.
maybe just a
when-
radio show. That
I'm
seems like
interested
what
to
it
see
means.
like his like. I don't know if you guys ever saw The American Dream on Netflix, but it basically was this biography of Trump's life, and it was like close people in his life who were narrating it, and they were basically talking about how he was very narcissistic, very egotistic, a very insecure man, like everything we already know. But I want to see what it's going to be like seeing his cabinet come out and speak about him and
Dude,
make his
I'm
comments.
saying, dude.
I'm particularly interested in Mike Pence because listen, I think it's very clear that Mike Pence finally caught on to his craziness at the very end. I mean, he was at the inauguration. He was a decent human being. But I want to see if he's ever going to speak up about anything. So
No, Trump's. I
Yeah,
think
he
Trump,
did cheat. He did cheat.
the one thing I liked about Trump though is he didn't really give a fuck, and he tried exposing the people of their power. And I mean, he's not a good dude himself.
see, and I do agree with that, but coming from a man who does the same stuff is where I don't find it respectable. I mean, it's basically like two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah.
And it's good for him to expose these things, but for God's sakes, this man was a millionaire. He had a small loan of $1 million from his dad. He used immigrant work to make all of his buildings and paid him dirt cheap. And then here he is, how many years later, trying to get them out of the country while he was taking advantage of them. It's just kind of fun to me. And the fact that he got so many big tax breaks from the city of New York, but they call him a self-made man. It's like, I feel like he's no different than any other slime ball. But the difference is that he has no value for other people's lives.
Check this out, bro.
You know,
Check this
like
out,
he
bro.
doesn't care about anybody but
Check this
himself.
out,
He's
bro.
made it very clear.
He's got my respect because he's one of the biggest con mans, bro. He tricked everyone. He got some hella benefits. He's set for life now. You know what I mean? He made his bank. He tried. He did. I feel like he
make money doing it.
But he didn't because,
He didn't
and
need
you know,
to.
this was
No,
another.
he did it.
This was another thing that I was really bothered by when a lot of Trump supporters were like, he donates his salary, and it's like what he makes right now is nothing to what you realize. He's still making money off of all of his other businesses he has, right? Like him giving up his salary
Goya.
is nothing.
I love Goya.
So I don't know.
You know what I mean, though? I would be doing the same thing. I would be doing the same thing, making brand deals.
The only thing though that I think, like, well, with Trump is like that I like personally was that he freaking wasn't really even a politician. Didn't really try pushing any fucking agenda. And he kind of just was all over the fucking place.
I really hope
That's a very good point. He didn't really have a stance on anything.
Yeah,
Come to think
which
of
is
it.
good for America. I think that's the best thing for America is somebody not trying to push a fucking agenda, trying to push a fucking make your party better kind of thing. But
He did do a lot of things of what Republicans wanted him to do, but he really did it. It was very evident he didn't really know what he was talking about or had an opinion on anything.
Or it was also obvious too when he would also say "fuck" to the Republicans too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like obviously, right at the end here with the 2000.
And that the fucking shit with storming the Congress, or the Capitol, like.
See that
is fucked. Nobody wanted part. That was some fucking. That's what I think the biggest thing is with America. It's fucking extremist versus extremist.
Well,
it's fucked up.
True,
like
always.
literally, if you're just sitting in the middle, like I'll tell you, I'm a Republican, but I'm not fucking out here.
No,
That is not what I.
No, exactly.
Stand by anyway.
No, but the problem is that the media makes it seem like
here's the thing too.
That each side is like that. That
Yeah.
they have you have to be a far left or you have to be like a stout
And you don't have to be fucking anything. If I have a different view than you, I don't give a shit.
No, exactly.
I ain't gonna fucking fight you. What is that?
I feel like everyone should be able to at least express how they feel. You know what I mean? That's the one thing about it. And like you just said, it's mostly extremists who just make things look bad. Here's the other thing too. I'm a little bit of a conspiracist, you know.
Yeah.
I would even consider myself like a Democrat, but like when you see the Capitol, like when they breached and stormed up, you know, there's obviously like the first breach. There's only 4 officers there. It's like why wouldn't the city have more police? It's like things already seem fishy about this.
Yeah.
It
seemed so staged, but and it wasn't like.
That's what I'm saying. It seems so staged because why would these people so willingly be?
And you know,
like,
I think it was really This is a conspiracy thing too. I think it was a thing to push the agenda of the Black Lives Matter group thing.
It's possible
because if you did any sort of research on it, like I looked it up, in 1966, the Black Panther group did the same thing, and they went in there with guns and stuff, and the same shit happened. Like. They just got him out.
Yeah.
Like they didn't forcefully do anything. But I will say, both groups, any groups, if they declare martial law, you better watch the fuck out. People are dying. There's going to be bloodshed.
It's scary, but the thing is, I think that's something that could happen at this point. I really do. Yeah. I have a problem with. I've been seeing a lot on Facebook that people are now coming to the terms of. If it is a big it is a big deal if we have a different opinion and we're like,
Yeah.
if you don't carry the same
Yeah.
values as me, we're not going to be friends. But it's
That's
like,
true because
but
everything.
I agree to a certain extent. It's like I don't tolerate racism. I don't tolerate homophobia. I don't tolerate anybody who has a discrimination towards anybody for a certain reason. But if I have a different opinion on you about taxes, if I have a different opinion on you about finances or about reproductive rights, I'm not gonna sit there and I'm not gonna slaughter you for it. I'm not gonna sit here and make
For
you
real.
hang your head low
And
because you feel a different way.
that's the thing about like social media in general. It's like a lot of times it's just meant and polarizes more people. You know what I mean? It
It's
pushes
very-
people away for no reason.
Very polarized.
But making them take like this fake ass stance on something no one really actually cares about, even that's the weirdest part. But like he said, then you get people like, oh, even if you don't like, no, fuck you if you voted this way. It's like, really, you're gonna say
and
that?
that's okay.
That's
so
part of
my
the
biggest
problem.
My biggest problem, though, like this is the extremist part of it. That like, and I'm just going it off of my stance
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a Republican, but like I saw a
So
bunch
you
of
probably
shit.
get a ton of shit.
Oh, I don't say anything. I don't give a fuck.
Well,
Or
there
if
you
I
go.
see all this stuff, I'm just more like, okay, here you go.
No, I'm the
I
same
don't
way.
give a fuck.
I'm the same way.
Like, okay, I honest personally, in the 2016 election, I didn't like any of the candidates.
I didn't vote 2016.
I
Yeah.
did not vote
I
in
couldn't
2016.
vote. I couldn't.
I was
16
just
years old.
lazy. I was just lazy.
I
was 17.
I
Was
wasn't
kinda scared.
educated enough
Not
and I
gonna lie.
didn't know who to vote for, and here's one thing that I get another thing about this election that I think it is very important to practice your right to vote.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's also very important to know when to vote and when not to vote. If
True.
Like
if you-
this,
True.
if
like this
you-
election, if you just wanted
If you-
fucking one dude out, not even
Yeah,
educating anything, like not
if,
even
or
knowing,
if you have
not
no
even
me-
knowing.
if you have no idea what you stand for, what is in your morals or in your values, if you don't have a candidate, if you don't know anything about anything and you are not trying to get educated or find perspective on it, is it really necessary for you to practice your vote if your vote doesn't have anything behind it?
Right.
We vote because we stand behind what we believe in, and if
Right.
you don't have anything you believe in,
No, I
maybe you
agree. I
shouldn't-
agree 100%.
you know what I mean?
Like, okay,
and I'm
like-
not saying they're not allowed to.
Well,
vote,
like,
but what I'm saying
I
is,
voted this election,
Yeah.
and to further that, some people, and I find this very idiotic, will just like, I'm coming in with the idea of falling straight Democrat or straight Republican. And I'm like, that's so ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
Like me, like I went in and I had research, and I only some. I did like it got to a point where I was like, I don't know these people at all, and even their policies, so I just didn't do it. I wasn't embarrassed like to leave half of it fucking like blank, and I voted both parties. You know what I mean? Across the ballot, it's just like I knew certain points for certain things that I didn't know other things. So I was like, I'm
One
not
of my
voting on that.
biggest issues, I personally don't like Joe Biden
Mhm.
or Kamala Harris. I don't know how to say her name.
I'm
But, like,
not. I'm skeptical.
I'm
I'll say
scared.
that.
Like
I'm
my
scared.
thing is like
But
the
I'm
huge
happy
thing
scared.
going into the election is like all the riots and everything were happening
Yep.
during that time, and then everybody was like, I mean, they were all throwing it on Trump because he was the president at the time, right?
Yeah.
But we're gonna elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris after years of locking people up for.
Yeah.
That's like I'm like, why this is very, very hypocritical here. Like, what are we doing?
Let's talk about the bill. Did okay? Now I'm trying to. I cannot remember what bill it was off the top of my head. What it's called, but it was a bill that he introduced it / signed it. He encouraged it.
Biden
And
crime bill.
the crime bill, and it was basically what it did was it initiated this mass incarceration, which is a majority of those incarcerations were of people of color.
Yeah.
Did you hear the back? So this was back in the day though,
Mm-hmm.
which is still not supposed to be said really ever at all actually. But it was like he wanted to keep these thugs and everything off the street.
I thought he called them like zoo animals or
Yeah.
something. He doesn't
But
want.
that's why I'm like, why are you guys like backing this?
That's why I have so But at the same time, I believe that people change and they have growth, and I'm sure that Joe Biden he regrets some of the things he said. He hasn't acknowledged them, which I have a problem with. But I do think that he does realize that those are mistakes. But I do have an issue with that people do say, well, Joe Biden's for this and Joe Biden's for that. Joe Biden caused a lot of the problems that we have today, and he does admit that bill he regrets that bill. He does. He said that, but I do understand what you mean, because Biden doesn't necessarily, what he says and what he does are different things, which is most politicians, honestly. So
and see,
it's like,
and
can
then
you really hold
where
it?
you just said that is like most politicians. Trump wasn't a politician. That's why I've always I want the better for both parties. Really.
That's what I'm saying, dude. They shouldn't be a party.
You can't
say I want.
Yes. Okay.
Just say that.
Elimination of
Why can't we just say,
political
hey, I want to help out everyone? We need to have a sense of community again.
Hey, here's also the thing too. I was talking about this earlier before the podcast. Is that why is there nobody younger running?
Dude,
Nancy Pelosi is 80 years old.
Here's my question.
Biden's 78.
Everyone in office needs to just get the fuck out. I swear to God, because anyone over 60, I feel like you shouldn't be allowed to work there. You can be advisors and stuff to people.
You fucking retire at 65. These people are 80 years old.
And they're no longer in touch. When you have
guys.
problems, like modern problems that they can't even figure out, and they have to have experts like Mark Zuckerberg try to explain to them because they don't know how fucking Facebook works or what Facebook is.
These people were
It's
literally
so
alive
stupid.
when Martin Luther King was walking streets.
Bro.
And yet they're still racist.
That's
So
what I'm
that's another
saying.
thing. But I wanna retract. Oh God, David, I lost.
I feel like things would
I
get more
really
modernized
lost it.
if we could get a more modern fucking government. A body of government that isn't fucking falling
Like
asleep.
you can't ever make everybody happy.
Mm-mm.
So I mean,
But I'm just saying, like, if we did have people from 40 to 60 who are in office, they'd be more representative of what's going on in the world. The people who are checked out already, and like, yeah, I'm still just getting paid and fucking going home.
Now here's my thing that I always like to bring up, and I like to point out, is that to qualify to be the president of the United States, you have to be 35 years or older. But why is it 35? Why is it you can be between 35 and 65? You can't be this old to run, because as we're saying, the older we get, the more we are understanding what's with the times. And you can try to keep up with it, but it's hard at that age.
Yeah, I do think
And
65 would be a fair age to cut it off.
if I'm allowed to retire at 65, I think you should.
Because I feel like this.
I think you should too, yeah.
But
I feel like 65, because that would mean if they win, they got the rest of the 4 years, and that means they're under 70, and then they can't run another year then. But you know what I mean?
But that would go against the system, because they're at least allowed 8 years.
yeah, and see,
No, they're allowed 8 years, but unless we do the age range, then they're not allowed the 8 years because.
Yeah, see, Allison, the one though, here's
Let's do this.
the reason why I vote like I would say I'm Republican is, well, like I was looking earlier at my app, I get pissed off when I see, like, I bust my ass day in and day out, and I get shit taken away from me
for sure.
And I know there's people that there
But
are people.
I'm right there with you. See,
I agree with
don't-
that 100% as a Democrat, that taxes are mismanaged by a
Taxation-
lot, and it's depressing as fuck because, like you
taxation
said,
is theft.
you see people abuse the system and get away with it, and it's like, what the fuck do I do,
So,
right?
Hey,
It's like, why don't I just abuse the
Do you
system?
want to know what I think is
Yeah, for
bullshit
real.
though? Like, this is what is actually bullshit, and all politics aside, this was what was bullshit to Donald Trump here. He tried getting another stimulus check put out, and Pelosi denied him. You know why she denied him? Because he started cutting taxes to, like, cutting spending to just what he put it on like in a speech about all the things he wanted to cut. One of the things was scientific evidence on trees falling in nature. Like shit like that they're spending money on. He cut military spending.
Which is big, because you know how much he valued the
Yes,
military.
he cut spending to the military to try to get better the people, to get the economy rolling again in downtimes, and everybody wanted fucking another stimulus check. Well, okay, they deny that, but then as soon as Biden gets into office, they're gonna pass another stimulus check. Hopefully.
But they're gonna slide a bunch of things within those bills.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you want to know what it is?
There already is.
But here it is though.
It gives me anxiety.
When he passes that thing, you know what's gonna happen? Everybody's taxes. You're gonna have to fucking pay that shit back. And you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna be making more money as government officials.
Mm-hmm.
That's
See, well, and listen, I'm not a Republican, and
Plus,
I
I'm not even getting the stimulus.
Yeah.
I'm just getting fucked. I'm just getting fucked.
See, that's the thing. Like, I'm not even getting them. So what's the fucking point?
But
Literally, what is the point? If we all can't get them, what is the fucking point?
they're raising taxes on it. But really, what it is pushing the Democratic agenda to get you get more fucking taxes coming in, so they're making more money as it comes.
You know what and you know what? This is a big thing that I've also seen online is that a lot of people say, and this really, really grinds my gears, is that they say, I am willing to pay more in taxes for everybody to have equal opportunities. And here's what I don't understand is because, like you said,
The taxes we pay would already allow
you're
that.
paying almost a quarter of your paycheck goes to taxes. Almost a quarter. That's ridiculous. We are paying up the ass in taxes, and we still don't have equal opportunities for people. We still don't have equal rights for people. And you think having higher taxes is going to do that? Absolutely not. That train is gone. That ship has sailed. We've made it clear that paying more in taxes isn't doing anything but hurting us.
Yeah, and that's what I think. And people are so the one thing that really bugged me is like on social media, everybody was saying, "Well, Biden's going to cut the tax or raise taxes for higher income people." Well, to do that, it's going to affect everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just cut it to them and just we'll just give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how that works.
No. And that's why I'm like, I don't see any change going to be happening. It's going to be the same as when Obama was there.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking, it can't like possibly work for a mass amount of people.
That's the thing. It's like I don't know what the right answer is. You know,
Nobody knows what the right
There
answer
isn't
is,
one.
but something's got to change because it's just.
And like economically, you can't even deny it. Trump had us in a better spot than what we're gonna.
See, I didn't really look into it enough, so
I don't know anything about it.
Financially, like that's more of like what I look into, just because I don't give a fuck what other people are doing.
You're right.
I'm gonna clock in, go to work, make what's mine. Hopefully.
Yep.
That's all
Hopefully.
I agree.
It's
I
like
agree.
And I get pissed off too because I see it fucking abused all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I used to work at the Clinton Housing Authority. That
Mhm.
shit, people work this shit like no other.
Yep.
They would literally get their power turned off for not paying their $50 rent a month, and just tell the housing authority, because it's an equal housing opportunity, that we don't have power, we can't, like, that's not suitable living conditions.
Nope.
No, that's real life.
Yeah.
That's real life. You don't pay your shit, you don't have shit. Like, it sucks. It sucks. I know. But if you're not going to work, I don't want to pay for your shit.
Yeah.
As you're going to Hibbett and buying shoes for what reason? Just designer shoes. Why?
Yep.
It's
people don't live within their means, and that's a big issue too.
Because we also live in the social media fucking era where greed is a fucking thing too. Everybody sees all this flashy shit.
There's a certain way you have to look. There's a certain aesthetic, and people are willing to pay the price, but yet they can't afford that price, and that's a big issue. That's a very big issue. And I think everybody's been a little bit guilty of it.
Yeah.
You know, they see like Vans are in, they want like a nice pair of bright white Vans.
I spend my
like
money
else.
as soon as I get it, but like it's money that I earned. You know what I mean? That I worked. You know?
Yeah.
Which is like.
That's good in itself too, though.
Like,
spend your money. You deserve it.
I wish I was the type of person who could save money, but it's like, I'm like, what else? Like, am I gonna spend money on? You know what I mean? Like,
but the thing is now in America, do you really even want to save your money? Because guess what? Somehow it's getting taken.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
It's getting taken.
I'm about to over here like.
Here's my thing.
We're about to get hell inflation. I don't know what's happening.
It's like I'm a little nervous because all of our retirement and our Social Security is going to get fucked. We're not going to have Social Security.
Check this out. I was just explaining that concept to my mom. Like, she had no idea what I was talking about. I was like, she's like, no. She's like, I'm going to be able to retire. I was like, well, you know how, like, there's a shortage. And she's like, well, no, I'm paying into it. I'm going to be able to retire. I was like, Mom. I was like, no, there's a big problem.
The only way you can do that is I've already started it. You just take out a life insurance policy on yourself, or there's a bunch of different things that you can do, like, because you can pull out on that at any time.
But
And then when you die, you're gonna give money to people.
it's like, what's the fucking point of even saving up though? Because here's the thing I like to put into perspective for people is when you you go through your retirement and you enjoy yourself, but you get to the point where you can no longer live on your own. You go into an assisted living or a nursing home. Anybody know how much that is
It's
on average
expensive
a
as
month?
fuck. It is bad.
I can tell you what, people even in the shittiest nursing homes around this area spend at least $5,000 a month in care, and that isn't even skilled care. Skilled care can go up to $7,000, $8,000 a month.
Talk to him.
It's not even like.
And guess what? Guess what they're on? Guess what? Almost 70% of them are on
What's that?
Medicare and Medicaid.
And that's what's draining
We're
it.
paying for that.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, and I think that's an important thing to pay for.
It is.
People who can't take care of themselves. But the thing
Which
is,
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with that
But
at all.
I have a problem with the people abusing it that
Oh yeah.
The problem with
at
that
one
is-
time in their life couldn't work or lost their job, and now we're just fucking using it because they can't.
Yeah. A lot of people abuse that. But it's one of those things, too, like you said, we can't not live with it. But the problem is that, like, that tax is coming straight from us. Why is that not part of the taxes that the government is? You know what I mean? Why can't, instead of a Senate official, instead of getting paid $200K a year, get paid $50K or $150K? And then that money gets redirected there, and now they have more resources at those facilities. We don't have to be taxed for that. You know what I mean? It's like a win-win. But
How did it get to the point where, how did it get to a point where they get paid that much? Where did that come from? How did that happen?
You're telling me.
Hey, speaking of pain,
When you
I
write-
want to pick your brain on something.
When you write your own salary, who's not going
This
to put a couple
is
racks?
something I've been seeing like on TikTok and stuff, and
Okay.
to me it's just a very obvious answer.
Okay.
But some people just don't quite, they just don't get it, and it bugs me.
All right.
So the big thing is that like women in sports. So I've seen a bunch of stuff that like the NBA players are making millions of dollars, and the WNBA only makes a few $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to know what your stance on that is, because if you've ever even seen a WNBA game or anything, like it's just the revenue brought in by the NBA is completely,
It's different.
it is
It's different.
here. Like not, it's not even, it's $1 billion.
Here's the thing I was about to say. I 100% agree that women athletes should be paid the same. But like you just said, it's got to be proportionate to the league. You know what I mean?
They can't. They don't make that. The league
it's-
doesn't make that much money. It's
that's
not,
what I'm
it's
saying.
not possible.
It's
That's
like-
why I'm saying it's like an obvious answer.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
It's
like you
you
can't-
said, they're valued. It's not that they're unvalued.
Yeah.
But the thing
But
is,
timeout, obviously, it
there's
is if people aren't having that need to watch it. Because not that there aren't skilled
Yeah.
WNBA players, but it's just that obviously
That's not what
That's
I was
not
saying.
where
I'm
the
not saying
attention-
that
I
it's
know-
not like it's lesser, but
I
I'm
know
just
what
like,
you mean.
well, first off,
financially, it's like it's this. Like it
Here's-
should be an easy answer.
here's something.
Like
I
on
wanna pick,
paper,
though.
yes, they should be paid the same. But it's like it's just starting up. It's like
It's
in
a
the
cultural
beginning,
issue.
NBA players weren't getting that much money either. You
They
know
make
what I
more
mean?
money overseas.
So, like-
some of them.
You gotta realize though, it's a cultural issue, and it's just
It is.
it's fucked up that women are in the last of the race with everything, considering our first vice president in America ever is now a woman, finally, after how many. But it's not that I don't think they're undervalued. I don't think they're overlooked. I don't think they're underappreciated. I think they deserve to be paid just as much as NBA. I just think that NBA's been here longer. How long is how long has
Well,
women
there's
basketball been? You know what I mean?
No, and
I
the
mean,
thing is, there's
because-
only
because
12
men-
teams in it.
That's what I'm saying. There can't be lost.
But the thing is, men had so many, they've always had the opportunities to do anything. And women had to fight for the right to vote. So imagine how long it's taken them to be able to just,
I mean,
play
but there are other
professional
groups.
sports.
There are other groups of minorities who had struggles. You know.
yes, but Dustin, what I'm saying is that it's taken them a long time to get to this point, to be treated as a professional, and unfortunately they're still fighting for that.
Yeah.
So it's not that they're being denied
I feel like in our
of the-
lifetime
of
we
that-
will see
of
this.
that, but
Check this out. I feel like in our lifetime we'll see like almost full equality. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be a long time because like, let's say the world right now in the United States is 40% racist. You know, and like 40 years from now, when everyone's grandparents are like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be like instead of 40% racist, like 20% racist, and like they'll still have their influences on some people, but the generations are gonna keep going, and then it's gonna just be like, because like I said, everyone like the kids nowadays, I don't feel like are racist like that. You know what I mean? Everyone sees each other as each other, and will still roast the shit at each other, but like hatred is.
so here's my thing.
You know what I mean?
I do think that the generations that coming in are more tolerant of
Yeah.
others, but I think that the ones, because and I always speak of this like with politics too, because I have a lot of older clients who are like, oh, like they want to know what the youth is like because they really don't know a lot about us, and they think we're all liberals. They all think that, and I tell them all the time that is absolutely not the case. I have many friends who are Republicans. I have many friends who are far right conservative, and they say, well, how can that be? And I think of particular individuals who I know aren't necessarily open-minded, who don't really have a lot of perspective, that they just kind of like what has happened with how racism has trickled down so far is that people just, they're so used to customs in their life, and people will just follow whatever their family's beliefs are, and I find that to be true with discriminatory thoughts and with with all of that.
All right, we gotta go to ad break real quick. Sorry. We back, or we gotta do a quick skirt 5 change real quick. Oh, I know what we do. Soul. No one else seen it. Never mind.
Me and Avery have seen Soul.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, we've
Okay.
seen it.
What
Okay.
about me and Bryce?
Well, no, that's what I was gonna lead into. This movie, spoiler alert, but what it is, I'm just gonna tell you the little premise, okay? The guy dies in the first 10 minutes, and he doesn't want to go to heaven, so he falls back.
Can I ask a question? What is he? Because I have this question because well, no, listen. So
Musician.
he's a musician.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Wall made clippers with this like soul like guy on there and like the logo to this movie, and I'm like, is he a hairstylist? Like, why did they put
No,
this on a
not at
fucking
all.
clipper? So, anyways, I just didn't.
He's black.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there's any background to it. But go on.
I don't know why he would. No, I don't know about that. No, anyways, so it's just a really weird movie that tackles like the afterlife for children. You know what I mean? And it gets deep for no reason, but it's Pixar, so that makes sense. They always do.
It's telling you what to do when grandma dies.
Yeah, right. Trying to make you feel better about it, I guess. But what were you about to say though about the afterlife? What did you want to dive into?
What I want to dive into?
Yeah.
Okay, what is more scary to you
Oh, Lord.
guys? The thought of, because obviously
Oh, Lord.
there are people who believe in heaven and there are people who don't believe in anything. So are you more scared of when you die, there's just nothing and it's just sleeping forever?
Okay.
Or are you scared of living eternally?
Oh Lord, like never dying?
Because when you go
going
to
to
heaven,
heaven.
it's eternal life. And it's like, how the fuck could you live forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and
I just
ever?
don't get it.
I would love to
I
live
just
forever.
don't I can't fucking wrap my mind around it. It makes me want to explode.
I would love to live forever.
Ew.
I'm too cool to
You'll
die.
never know.
No way.
Yeah,
I wanna
you'll
die.
find out. Trust me, you'll find out
Elon
at
Musk will
some
figure
point.
something out.
Dude, I'm
You'll
hoping.
find out
I'm
what?
hoping.
When,
Well,
when you die, you'll
But
find
I
out.
don't want to find out. I don't wanna,
Well,
and
it's
you know what's so
inevitable.
funny?
Everyone's gonna find out.
I don't want to die, but I want to die so
Dude.
bad. You know
Dude.
what I mean? Like, I could die and I'd be fine.
not
but
on some
I
emo
also
shit.
could die and
I
I'd cry.
die.
Else, I'm gonna
Well,
be
you'd
real
be
with you.
dead.
You don't really have a choice.
Can you wake up
You're
dead?
gonna die.
You can't wake
Well,
up
I do have a
dead.
choice. I can make
You're dead.
it happen sooner than later.
But we're all gonna die.
Figure-
Yeah,
Well,
it's inevitable. That's why I don't like.
you feel me,
No, I do feel
No.
you.
Avery?
But no, like Bryce just said, like it's gonna happen, so I don't stress about it. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
why
one
you
of those
walk around
things-
every day being fearful of death.
I mean, I'm not fearful.
and
I'm
it's
like,
why
oh,
I
I'm
do
gonna
most of the
die.
things I do because I'm like, fuck it. What else am I gonna? You know what I mean? Like I want to experience this while I still can. You know what I mean?
I can't picture eternal life. It's just weird. It's a
Eternal
weird concept
life.
to me. Eternal life.
Here's one for you.
If I could sit up
This is what I
there,
always
bro,
thought would be cool,
and play
though.
every GTA that come out,
But-
I'm stoked.
See, okay, I grew up a Christian. I hope there's heaven and everything.
I hope something's there. I don't know what.
But here's one: reincarnation.
Oh,
You know how fucking badass that would be.
I
Yeah.
want to be a worm or something.
I don't get how that works. Though. Like,
Yeah.
Check this out. Check this out too. What if like right when you die and as you're being reincarnated
It's
and
like a
like
video
being
game.
formed into your new life, you like remembering all your past lives. You know, oh fuck, I was a hawk last time. Hell yeah. And you're just over here chilling until you go into a fucking bird or something next time. Just living a bird life. Just a bird, of course. Oh man, that would be dope. But what
If you were reincarnated, what would you all like to be first?
if I could choose? I would love to be an alien.
How do you know they're real?
Yeah, how do you know that's an option?
you see
That's
that
a
thing
whole
though? That's in
other
one of the
thing.
bills. That's in that COVID.
No, this is what it actually is. It's like you die, and it becomes a wheel. It's like it's like a fucking wheel. You spin
It's
it.
a game show.
Oh,
and then
that'd
the
be
choice,
fun.
then here you go. Yeah, you don't really get to choose, but you can see all your options.
You're like, shit, turtle.
Wait, can y'all imagine if you were
This
a
will go
spider?
Oh, this is the luck I'd have. Wow, you're a fucking fungus.
Jesus.
Wow, you're a little fucking caterpillar, huh?
Oh, man.
Gonna get dried up on the sidewalk?
Yeah, I can't
Watch me make my cocoon. What the?
I would be something unfortunate. Most definitely. I feel like I'd be a squirrel.
No, I don't believe in reincarnation.
My life would not be long.
That'd be badass though.
It would be really cool, and I like the idea of it.
Mhm.
And if anything, I can see where people saying reincarnation because like
But you wouldn't know if you're reincarnated because you're starting a new life. Like
Yeah.
nobody, like what if we are reincarnations?
that's true.
You don't know?
That's fucked up.
John's
true.
like, I'm done with this. I can't do it no more.
Yeah, it's wild to think about.
Do you think that's why people get more mature at a younger age because their souls are more mature overall?
People always tell me I'm an old soul.
I'm an
Yeah.
old soul. Well, you are an old soul. You're a weird person for being like 22 or whatever
What do you
are.
think? What makes me an old soul? I always want to ask people that. Like, what makes you think I'm an old
Just
soul?
the way
Because, like,
whatever,
your
like everything
demeanor.
you do.
It's your demeanor.
right?
What is my demeanor?
Okay, like let's
not a
look,
bad
look at
thing.
this.
I'm fucking crazy though. Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm an old soul, but I act like a kid.
I don't know anyone else who still reads books besides you. That's pretty
That's
cool.
it.
That's a good one though.
Who enjoys knitting. And
You
just,
do
like,
enjoy knitting,
sit by the fire, you're
You don't know how
always
to knit,
cold.
do you?
Who am
You-
I?
dude. That's what I'm saying. I just see.
Am I Jess from New Girl? Is that what,
Sweaters.
you guys are
No.
describing Jess from New Girl.
I wouldn't say Jess from New
She's
Girl.
dope though.
All right. In 5 seconds, name your favorite New Girl character. 5, 4,
Okay.
3, 2,
Hold on, I
1.
gotta think.
Winston.
Yeah, Schmidt.
Schmidt for sure.
Schmidt, you
You ever
fuckers.
seen
You're all
New Girl,
basic.
Bryce?
I'm not even.
It's
Are
a
you
decent
kidding me?
Bryce?
It's Nick.
You probably wouldn't
Homework,
like it,
your
but it's
homework
Nick was my
tomorrow is to
Nick or
watch
Schmidt.
New
I couldn't
Girl.
think.
I gotta make it through my day at work tomorrow. That should
Wow.
be my first homework.
Me
Gotta
too.
make it through.
That's your
What is
homework
tomorrow,
after
Thursday?
work.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God I got work
How's it
tomorrow.
not Nick Miller?
I'm in love with Nick Miller. I would marry a Nick Miller. Because he's so unorganized and just chaotic and messy, just like me, and I think I need that. Which is weird, because like Zach is the most organized human ever, and I'm like, nah, this shit ain't me.
Boats and hoes.
I respect it, but I'm like, couldn't be me.
Ooh, we got Tunchi. He was pardoned. It's a good day. Kodak Black free.
I was just talking
Hey,
about
you
him.
guys
Snapper
wanna hear something
gang.
I
cool?
hope so.
Zach was switching out the laundry, and he found like $200 in my pockets.
Shut the fuck up. How does that happen?
He's like, I'm fucking taking it for tips. He put it in a cup and he set it on my side of the bed. He's like, I don't know anybody who would have this.
That's what I'm saying.
I never have cash.
For real, and that much?
And the
What?
fact that he just got
job is
washed.
cash.
No,
She's
that's
money
what-
laundering.
Not
Yeah.
for real. No, but Allison, like, not only did he have that much cash, and then you just didn't know where it was at, and it was just like, oh, there's the 200
Listen,
I didn't know I had.
listen.
Yeah,
in
how do your
Allison-
taxes work?
Hold
You
up,
just
hold
got
up, hold up,
cash.
hold up. In Allison's old crib, okay,
Old crib.
the old crib,
What do you mean old crib?
you know,
Cordova?
yeah.
All right.
And you had that drawer, and it was just cash.
My money drawer, yeah.
Oh, your
been real.
Your current
Peace out.
city on
going to
Facebook
bed.
says Cordova.
Thanks for the journey, man.
Like
We're
what?
about to wrap
The
up
current city
anyways.
on Facebook where you live still says Cordova.
Oh,
This
I
is higher
I
level
would
thinking.
also
I know, I
like-
like that name. That
Here's
might
what
be
I'd like to fucking bitch
might be
about.
trademarking.
If y'all want to hear me bitch, here's what I'd like to bitch about.
Yeah.
Is that
Talk to me.
my ex's 14-year-old sister was like being snobby about me to one of her friends. So my coworker's
Fuck her.
daughter, I color her hair.
Why are they so big? Oh, yeah, you do a bad
And
color.
huh?
What?
That's what I thought
Nothing.
too. I thought
Nothing.
too.
Nothing.
Weirdo. Okay, so I was coloring this girl's hair, and she's friends with my ex's little sister. And she said she was talking about how she was getting her hair done, and the little girl, she goes, "Oh, by who?" And the one I'm coloring says, "Oh, Allie," and she's like, "Oh, well, I don't go to her anymore," and was super snotty to the girl just
Mhm.
because she was going to me, and I'm like. You know, I can't help that your brother's a dickhead.
True that.
I can't help
True
that.
that. True that. True that. True that.
But I was like,
You know what?
but I was
This
like,
isn't the
she's
show for this,
14,
but
she's
it might
not.
be. We're going scope of the week. We're coming for you now. Can I say his name?
Who?
Nothing. Never
Well,
mind.
yeah.
Fuck him though.
Yeah,
No,
Call
he's
him
not.
out.
Call
Call
him
him
Call
out.
him out. Call him out.
Should I just do it?
Just do it.
Call him
I
out.
call. I still follow on Twitter. He says the dumbest shit on there sometimes, and it
Dude,
makes me
I
just like.
unfollowed him.
"Ah."
Listen.
I want it so bad, but I
Do
love
it.
reading it. I'm like, oh, you
Listen,
idiot!
Listen,
And sometimes,
You-
sometimes Allison gets back in there and says, "You fucking," you know what I'm saying?
I did. I responded to him that one time because I just couldn't fucking do it anymore.
I
I
know
couldn't
it's
fucking
good.
do it, and I was just like,
Good for
"Are you a
you.
fucking idiot? Seriously, are you stupid?" And I did the same thing. I want to unfollow him so bad, but the shit that
Shape
he
4-5.
says is like, I can't believe a human even thinks these thoughts.
Oh man!
You know what I mean?
What a way to say it.
Like I'm gonna go through a few right now.
Oh man.
Here we go.
Get the receipts.
Get these receipts
They
going,
print it out, I
guys.
guess.
All right, so
Is that empty? Okay. What you got?
I'm getting there.
Spill the tea.
Oh man, what's my phone say? It's only 10:15.
I know, it's feeling like a wave of the night.
It feels
We got some
feels
hours
good.
to go.
It feels like I'm an American. I honestly am excited for these next few coming days.
I'm excited for some new Kodak.
I'm just excited to see what happens. You know, I don't know if it'll be good or bad or what. I like chaos. I'll see what's happening.
I agree with that. It's
You
like,
know-
whatever happens, happens.
I'm just excited to see what happens. I don't know if it'll be good or bad. I just like shit's gonna happen.
I would like to.
You can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I can't do anything about it. I never could.
I know.
What am I supposed to do? Go storm the Capitol? No, that didn't work. Chuck up the dudes, bro.
They
That's,
literally
Chuck
took
it up
Nancy
the deuce.
Pelosi's
that's all I could do.
pedestal or podium or whatever.
Yo, dude,
Fucking funny.
I don't want to go back to school. I'm so fucking pissed.
I'm so fucking pissed.
But I'm not even gonna take a seat.
You know what's funny? I always think about going back to school.
Allison, don't do it.
I always have these identity crises of like. I always have these crises of like. I really don't like what I do, but then it's like.
Oh, like you want to
I'm
drop out and you
always
dye your
like-
hair 4 times in a rapid succession?
I mean, kind of.
Me too.
But so many times I'm like, am I really doing like? I'm always like, I'm never doing good enough. But then I'm like, I literally feel like that about everything. So it's like, why bother changing now? You know,
That's fair.
like what the fuck else am I gonna do?
You do a trade.
It. Trade? What trade would I do?
Well,
Let's go to Scotland for 4 years and learn how to make barrels.
Yes.
I want to learn how to make cheese.
Shut up.
No. Gross.
What?
yeah.
Try again.
Try again. All right.
Candle making would be super into that.
Serenity by app.
Oh, man. All right. I think it's time to pack up the stuff, and put it in the van, and go to sleep for the night. You know?
I feel that.
That was a good episode, though.
Really?
That was.
Thanks, guys, for coming. And I forgot how I end the show. Pretty toasty. Stay soft. That's right. Stay dry. Love you guys. Peace out to the ones in Germany.